So we left it with a bit of a cliffhanger there. The party was scrying on Skippy to find out where he was, and found out that he is in some jungle ruins with Lucius the Lich.
All right. So he basically just drops me here.
Yes. You were snatched from the rooftop of your new metal fortress and flown in the claws of the great skeletal dragon and unceremoniously dumped into the middle of this building by many undead. You saw giants on your way in, as well as quite a few skeletons and zombies in the area. And as you're dumped onto the ground, Lucius has a big smile for you and holds up his lantern with Venya in it and says, "Ah, excellent! Finally, the halfling of my dreams is here. The little one with the book. Hand it over."
You see, I kind of misplaced it.
Lucius looks from you to the sensor 10 feet away from you, to the sensor 10 feet away from you, to you, and says, "Misplaced it? Really? I think not. Give it to me now, and I may let you live."
So this Venya character in front of him, he has that's a skull that he has that he's carrying, right?
Yes, he has a metal lantern that he carries around with him with her skull in it.
Well, Lord Lucius, I don't know what to tell you, sir. I misplaced it and fell shini. It fell out of my backpack and in the fray of trying to leave the city, and I don't know what happened to it.
Can you make a deception check, please?
No, I can't.
No, I don't even have to roll. His insight is better than 5.
Yeah.
He just sighs wearily and says, "I've been tracking you for an awfully long time, little halfling. Don't think I don't know all of your tricks. I've had eyes on you whether you've known it or not, much as your friends have eyes on you now." Well,
they're watching?
Yes, that adorable little sensor that they have there. They're scrying on me. And he snaps his fingers, and you see this sensor appear visible to you. And you can see a sort of a cage of glowing light around it. He says, "Honestly, after that silly little druid grove, you'd think your friends would have learned not to scry on me by now. Oh well, I assure you, they won't be fine." And he casts a spell into the scrying sensor, and it disappears. In the temple in Sessora, a bolt of crackling black energy comes flying through the spell, destroying the scrying sphere and instantly killing the cleric.
Uh-oh.
Damn it, Skippy. Did we see anything from the scrying that would let us know, like, roughly where that was?
Well, he's obviously still in the jungle. You would have seen that as he was being flown to the ruins. But where the ruins are specifically, you don't know. You've never been in this area of the world before.
We couldn't maybe tell even like what direction he was flying, like north, south, east, west kind of idea.
The dragon flew east, and he flew far enough that it was effectively past the horizon, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's probably not going to be able to travel that far, not knowing exactly where we're going.
Gaelen would be staring where the scry was, and his lips are pierced together hard enough that most of his face is pretty white.
The other cleric who's in the temple leans over the dead body of the former leader of the Temple of Corellon and weeps.
Oh, sure, I was the leader.
Can you save him? I know there are things that can be done if he's just recently passed.
I have not that kind of power.
I go over to him and I use Revivify.
Do you have the diamond components?
No, we did buy we did exchange for gems. So yeah, give me a moment, sorry.
Yeah, we can say that some of those unspecified gems are diamonds up to a value of 300 gold.
Okay, then yeah, I will use some of those gems and cast Revivify on this on the priest. I mean, it's the head priest.
Okay. The cleric, after your spell, does not have a casting time.
1 action, and it brings him back to 1 hit point.
Perfect. Okay. So the cleric sputters back to life with a gasp and says, "Oh, what happened? Why am I laying on the floor?"
And I'll use a Cure Wounds because 1 hit point is just a no-no.
Okay. She nods appreciatively and, with the help of the other cleric in the temple, gets back to her feet. But she looks quite shaken.
Noble Gem Lucius murdered you through your portent. Are you feeling all right?
Murdered me? What is going on here?
You and your clerics will need to be on high alert. The last time we dealt with this lich in this fashion, he showed up shortly after, within days.
Oh dear. And she turns to the other cleric and says, "Please send a warning to the gate. We must muster all of our forces if such a terrible evil is coming here."
Galen's looking around kind of systematically at everyone else, trying to get a feel for where their heads are at.
Well, I mean, Lucius just realized where we were, I think, from that scrying spell. So the rallying of the forces is likely not a bad idea because of feeling the attacks may be increasing going forth.
Gem Lucius already knew where we were. He sent that dragon specifically to get to Skippy.
That's true.
He's been attacking for days.
We don't know for certain if the ones that we destroyed outside of town are minions of Gem Lucius. It's most likely. I hope it is.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't have extra to throw, but we should do our best to shore up some of the defenses, but then I think we need to get moving.
Before you go, I must thank you for saving my life. And here and she goes to her desk and scribbles some things on a piece of parchment and hands it to you and says, "Take this to the market. They will replace the spell components that you used to bring me back. I'm most appreciative."
Oh well, thank you. We will for sure take you up on that. They're very valuable.
We are the reason that you died.
I was the one who was foolish enough to cast the spell, and I did not think to break it in time. I have never encountered anyone who could cast a killing spell through a scry. It is unheard of.
Not anymore. My kin, shall we get moving?
I think we do.
Kin Faewyn, is there any way that you know of that we can find out the state that Kin Skippy is in, or if he is alive?
Let me think for a moment.
My gut says that he is alive, because he will be of value.
Grun could do an augury. He could try and ask his god, since he's a god of death.
Yeah, I'd have to take a rest though and prepare and ask for the spell because I don't have it prepared.
All right, then that is on your list of things to do. But we have to ask ourselves, if we have that information, does it make any difference to our decisions?
If I were more knowledgeable, there's a spell I could cast, but I don't yet know that spell.
I mean, the issue is, even if we knew if Skippy's alive or not right now, you're right, it won't make any difference. We are not prepared to go and get him back. Like we're not strong enough to get through all of that. So we have to move on without him. I can certainly, see if I can find out later, but it won't affect our decision as to where we travel.
Unfortunately, I agree. We have to be careful to not let our emotions rule our minds here. Gem Lucius will use our emotions against us. And that's why I feel Kin Skippy will still be alive.
You think he'll be used to sway us later?
He's of no use to him dead. There's also information that Skippy has. Unfortunately, I imagine will be extracted from him. Gem Lucius does not know where we're going. I know that if I had fallen in battle, and reversing it was a minor task, then it would be fine if you brought me back. But if it would take you away from this quest, I would not want you to come for me. I'm unsure if Skippy would feel the same.
We'll come back for him, but we can't right now. So now we have the decision, although I think it's less the same decision now that we no longer have the book. Do we still travel and attempt to find the dwarven cities, or do we travel to Faewyn and Lignyck's home and see what we may do there?
So I guess this is my headache talking, but where is the book right now?
I believe Grun has it.
Yeah, Grun has it.
Oh, I do. Right. Oh, right.
Right, I
forgot
thought.
about that.
So when you said we didn't have it, I was confused. Brain hurt.
No, and that was me. I'd entirely forgotten that I had taken possession of the book. So, right. So we still have the. Oh, good.
Ken Lignyck, you're being quiet.
I'm letting y'all figure this out.
Your opinion matters to us.
Well, we need to stop the thing, but there's no way we can get him or help him or make sure he gets out of safe.
I don't know. Some of us will look into that.
We have no means within our possession right now.
All right. We cannot abandon our mission for all the good folk of the land to retrieve our Skippy, no matter how much we love him. So, King Grun, you will go to the market, as the noble gem cleric suggested. Make sure you stock us up on everything we'll need. You suggested some winter gear. I think that's excellent. And maybe some climbing gear. Maybe take Ken Lignyck with you. He's quite intelligent. He'll probably have some good ideas of other things that we might want to take with us.
I can head to the Mage's Tower and get the books we'll need.
Yes, and I will accompany you because we may be able to also talk to them about charging them with locating Skippy. It's in their best interest because if he is still alive, he may be with Gem Lucius. And so they can use that to know how far away Gem Lucius is. So I will come with you, but first I'd like you to accompany me.
Sure, to where?
Just outside.
Okay.
So Gaelen will go there.
Faewyn will follow.
And he walks up to where Jinxie is, squats down beside Jinxie, and pets him, and says in Elven, Kin Jinxie, Kin Skippy is not here. Kin Faewyn and Kin Seraphina need someone to take care of them and keep them safe. They belong to you now. Would you look after them? And Gaelen looks up at Faewyn.
Her eyes are very big.
Jinxie kind of tilts his head to the side and looks curiously at Faewyn and Seraphina, and then gets up and walks over to her and rubs head against her shoulder, because Jinxie's probably that big compared to Faewyn, and purrs.
Oh, the purring makes Faewyn absolutely delighted, and so she pets. Lots of pets. Good pets.
But you do note that Jinxie doesn't have the same kind of bounce in her step as usual.
Faewyn leans in and whispers, We'll get him back.
And Jinxie purrs again.
Did Lignyck and Grun make their way out?
Yeah, we will.
Ken Lignyck, if you would secure that mechanomagical tower cube, please. It might come in useful.
Do my best.
And Ken Grun, don't forget potions.
Lots and lots of potions.
Ken Faewyn, lead the way.
So we head off to the Mage Tower.
Yeah, I think the Mage Tower is slightly closer than the marketplace, so we'll say that they get to the Mage Tower first.
Oh, and can I say before Gaelen leaves Grun, one more thing. Ken Grun, high alert for the undead, please.
Indeed.
And so where are you guys going to meet after splitting up to the Wizard's Tower and the market?
We had an inn, didn't we?
There's the Duke's Manor that you'd been calling home base.
And that is where our wagon and Leo and stuff is, right?
Yeah.
So we'll meet there.
Okay.
Oh, Lignyck, don't forget you got horses with you.
Do I need to do anything to attune to the Insta house that's in the room?
Oh, yeah, that's still back at the manor, and you do have to know the command word, which nobody knows what Skippy, because he spent the time with it. And I don't think he shared that information with you.
We spent all night with him after he popped it up.
Oh yeah, right. Then I guess it's probably reasonable. Well, let's ask Shane.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have actively not said that. I wouldn't have withheld it. So
Okay.
if anybody would have logically asked, he would have told them.
Okay, so yeah, you guys know the command word for it.
We would have needed it to go in and out of the door.
Right. Okay. So Gaelen and Faewyn, you were going to the Wizard's Tower for books. What kind of books were you looking for?
Oh, they let Faewyn go for books. She wants them all. How many carts do we have?
Gaelen will keep Faewyn under control with the books.
Okay, just checking.
This is why she's not allowed to go to the Wizard's Tower alone.
Makes sense.
That might be wise.
So, what books are you looking for when you're there?
I will ask them about, since we appear to need some divination knowledge, anything that they've got that they would be willing to let us on that topic. Anything that they've got that would be particularly useful in a fight against undead that they can spare. I don't want to take anything that would take away from the defense of their town. Any maps they have of the area, and we're headed west, right?
Yeah, I think we've mostly secured the maps we could.
I think so too,
yeah.
but just double checking.
I thought you guys were going south. Where are you
No.
going?
No, they're not going
Oh,
south.
west, north, right.
We're going to the South Mountains in west.
That's where yeah, that's right.
And Galen wouldn't keep the maps because he didn't forget maps, so he wouldn't deprive them of them.
Right.
Can you think of anything else that we desperately need?
I think we want to ask them if we can charge them with the
Oh, yes.
location of Skippy because it will help them in locating perhaps help them in locating the lich that's coming.
Yes, I was just meaning in terms of books and knowledge, but yes, we definitely want to ask them that as well.
I'm just looking at wizard divination spells right now. Would they have a scrying spell that's the 5th level? I'm going to say no. They don't have wizards powerful enough to do that. Any wizards who are powerful enough to cast that spell will go to Felshini to continue their training in the tower. So they're not going to have anything that would be powerful. The wizard's tower won't have anything powerful enough to find
Okay.
Skippy.
It was worth checking, though.
There's slightly cruder ways. The potential of sending a tiny servant or a familiar on a quest to find.
I can't send Seraphina on that particular quest.
I would not ask you to send King Seraphina on that quest. You need her with you.
If you want to try to look through a familiar's eyes, it does have a very limited range of 100 feet.
There's the potential of speaking with animals and asking them to search.
Basically, can we ask them to devote their resources, because it will give them substantial information for defending their city as well, to attempting to find King Skippy.
Wizards don't speak with animals.
Yeah, I think that augury is kind of what we got going on.
Divination. Do any of the wizards here know the divination spell, 4th level?
That's a cleric spell, so the wizards don't have that.
Okay, sorry.
No
I
problem.
just got all the divination spells up and I missed that.
Yeah, I've been looking through stuff too to see what kind of options there are in the level range of wizards that live in Sessora, and I'm not finding anything particularly useful.
No, I think the clerics are our best bets on that.
If we're done here, then we can head back there.
I think we are. Is there anything you need of us prior to our departure?
No, the wizards have been resting and gathering their strength.
Well, know that the Lich will be making his way this way soon.
Well, then we will prepare as best we can and send defenders to the gates.
He's quite susceptible to punches and kicks to the face.
We don't do that sort of thing here.
Well, do what you can.
We will, thank you.
Kin Faewyn, back to the temple?
I think so, yes.
Okay, you guys start heading back to the temple. And this is going to be really interesting. What happens next?
No, it won't. It will be very boring and uneventful.
Well, for you and Faewyn it will be.
That's alarming.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Here I was hoping for a nice little shopping trip.
Uh-huh. I'm going to pull Grun, Lignyck, and Shane's character to another map.
Ah, crap.
I was just about to say I was riding Krabby, and I was too slow.
It's fine. Krabby's there. So,
I mean, I just assume you're always riding Krabby unless you say otherwise.
yeah.
Grun will also notice while we are riding that Lignyck is very distracted.
That's all right. Grun is as well, so they would probably have just been walking in silence at this point.
Grun and Lignyck, you are making your way to the market to buy supplies. You can see that there's quite a few people out and about at this time of day, and the market is quite full. When give me a perception check.
I hate rolling perception on me.
Okay, you know what? You don't have to roll it if you don't want to, because passive will be fine for this. It's in the general direction that you're looking anyway. Even Grun sees it, because it's pretty hard to miss, as the largest skeletal dragon you've ever seen flies down and drops first a figure that looks an awful lot like your halfling, and a skull with glowing gemstone eyes off in the middle of the market. And while people are screaming in terror, the dragon lifts off and flies again to the east. I'm going to kick up some initiative here. So the commoners, having seen this, are standing around not knowing exactly what to do right now. They had been preparing to run away from the skeletal dragon, but it left, and they're not sure what to make of the two that were dumped in the middle of the market. This skull floats there, and give me some insight checks. Everybody except Skippy. Grun, you get the sense that this skull is actively in a battle of wills, as the way it hovers, it's erratic in the space that it's taking up, and the eyes are kind of are glowing and flickering, and it's not taking any action right now.
Well, the day's not to have speak with dead prepared.
Skippy.
I imagine that Skippy would have been just like unceremoniously dropped in the middle of the ground, and he would have like hit the ground hard, and he would then sort of kind of lurchingly stand up or like get to his feet and kind of grab at his throat and chest as he's breathing like laboriously, and he looks up and kind of panic and sees Grun across the market square, and he starts taking some lurching steps towards Grun, and he says in his hoarse voice, Grun, help me! And he'll start to move towards Grun. Just 30 is all he's going to move this turn. The skull, is it like hovering on its own accord, following my movements, or?
No, it's not following you. It's shuddering.
Yeah, and he'll take those steps forward, and as he says it, he'll say, "Help me! You have to help me kill her!" And that'll be his turn.
No, he's not taking any actions.
Oh, I guess he could fire on her too, right? So yeah, he
Yep.
will fire on her. Sorry, yeah. And
No problem.
he'll turn back and kind of jerkily load his crossbow and fire at Venya for 20 damage.
So a 21 hits, and you don't have advantage on it because you don't have an ally close, so you don't get that sneak attack.
Oh, right, yeah.
But you do
yeah.
deal 9 points of piercing damage.
And that's it for him.
Okay, Lignyck and Krabby.
Will I be able to move through those squares, or will that trample that booth?
I have put up invisible walls, so if it allows you to move through, you can.
Sliding with walls. Okay. I am moving to there. Astride Krabby.
Mm-hmm.
And I am crossbow in hand, holding my action for hostile intent.
Okay. Grun, what are you up to?
We're up to Skippy. A medicine check would take my action, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
All right, just at a quick glance, can I see though? Is he like visibly wounded? Like, is he bleeding from somewhere?
No.
But you were clutching at your neck and your chest. You said.
That's right. Yeah.
I can use lesser restoration.
Okay. Do you have spell slots? Did you guys get a long rest in? Yeah, I think you did, eh?
We did. It was marvelous.
Yeah, we did. That's how we leveled up.
Right.
You panicked there for a second. I'm like, yes, I'm sure I did.
So you cast the spell on him, and it is a touch spell. What's your passive perception?
13.
So you touch him and cast a spell, and you don't see any change in how Skippy's behaving, but you do note that he doesn't look quite right. With a 13, I'd say you don't have a clear idea of what's wrong with him, but the lesser restoration didn't help, and you just can't place it.
Okay. So it was my action and movement. I don't think I have a bonus action I can use, so that'll be it. Well, actually, no. I'll ask Skippy. Skippy, what's wrong? The spell didn't work. What's wrong?
Skippy, you already spoke this round, so I'm going to say that you can't answer him right now, but on your next turn you'll be able to.
Aye, Captain.
So you're done your turn, Grun?
Yeah, that's it for me.
The commoners in the area are still looking around very confused as Skippy runs away from this floating skull and shoots it, and everyone else is like, well, the other two strangers in town are kind of in a holding pattern, not doing what Skippy told them to do. And so they're just kind of standing around looking quite quizzical right now. Venya, the soul that you see in front of you, begins shuddering even harder, extremely erratic. The eyes are flickering at a very fast frequency now, and continues to take no action. Skippy, anything you'd like to say and do?
You will say, I can't. I have to breathe, but you have to kill her now before she kills us. And I turn fire.
Okay, that is a
And
miss. Anything else on your turn?
No. Actually, you know what? I'm not moving, so can I say that was aiming?
Sure.
I'll just roll a d20.
Okay.
I got +6 on that, so.
That's going to be a hit. She's not actively dodging right now. So you do another 9 points of damage.
23 because I have advantage on the roll.
Oh,
so
right. Yeah. Okay. So she takes the full 23.
Yeah, Daddy got a new hit dice, or new sneak attack dice.
Nice. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay. Lignyck and Krabby.
Lignyck is going to move to there and is going to give Skippy as thorough an inspection as he can in the middle of a fighty thing using insight.
Insight. Okay. There's definitely something not right about the way he's acting. Like the throat makes sense because he had that horrible injury to his throat. But you're noting that he is taking, like, when he speaks, before he speaks, he's taking deep, rattling breaths. His motions are not as smooth as they normally are. And he is clearly distressed about the floating skull in the marketplace. Like he's wide-eyed and panicked about it.
Not right. I'm trying to coordinate what Michael's thinking versus what Lignyck is thinking.
Okay.
That would have been my action, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Bonus action, I am doing nothing. I am commanding Krabby to do nothing.
Thanks for the support, guys.
Hey, my first priority was to make sure you're all right. What better support is there?
All right, Grun, what are you doing?
I mean, as much as Skippy says to like keep fighting, he is my priority. I'm gonna take a medicine check on him.
Okay.
Oh, nice one.
A roll where
Yep.
Grun would roll well.
Yep. You start taking a thorough look at Skippy, and you note that his skin is cold, There is no heartbeat.
Oh shit. So that was my action. I can't use that.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second.
And also, you figure, based on how he's moving and how rigid it is in comparison to normal, it could be rigor mortis setting in.
Then Grun is going to grab Skippy by the face, make him look at him, and say, Skippy, why are you dead?
Skippy, you can't answer that yet. Anything else on your turn, Grun?
No, I think that's it.
These two commoners, overhearing that strange comment, come walking up to take a look at Skippy and are also looking at him like, are you really dead? Are you an undead monster like what's been attacking Sessora? And at this point, it has been 3 turns, and Venya stops shuddering, and her eyes blink out and then on again and stay on steadily. Skippy, you are currently having your face-to-face time with Grun.
I'll point at the Venya and say, she did something to me! And fire at her again.
Aiming?
Yes.
Can he do that well while Grun has his face?
Well, I assume when he goes to attack, Grun would let him go. But Grun, are you letting him take his shot? Yeah. Okay.
No, I would let him take his shot. I'm like, I got an answer, and so Grun would probably let go in shock.
That misses as Venya actively floats away from the shot, and it's like in the Matrix. You watch as the skull rotates around and watches the bolt fly by, and then turns back to look at you.
I'm going to turn back to Grun and say, I warned you. And then pass my turn.
Lignyck, what are you up to?
I'm moving to there. Krabby is moving to there, going around Venya. And I am holding Lignyck's action for hostile intent, anything attacking Skippy.
Okay. Grun, you're up.
Alright, so I put myself between Skippy and them. I shout to the commoners, run! Everybody! Run! Clear the market! And I'm going to use my channel divinity to use Path of the Grave. So as an action, I curse one creature within 30 feet until the end of my next turn. The next time me or an ally hits the cursed creature with an attack, the creature has vulnerability to all of that attack's damage, and then the curse ends.
Okay. Just going to put a little symbol on Venya there so that I remember that. Anything else?
And if I'm not using the rest of like my movement and my bonus action, can I try to speak to Venya? Like, what have you done to Skippy?
Yep, you can say that. There is no response. The commoners, hearing you tell them to run, do exactly as you tell them. Actually, do a persuasion check for me. I just want to see if they're persuaded by your telling them to run or not. Yep, they hear the urgency in your voice and hightail it out of there. Lignyck, the specific wording of your hold action was that you were waiting for something hostile, right?
Yeah.
Okay, movement isn't necessarily hostile. Can you 3 please make Constitution saving throws DC 15 as a 10-foot swirling mass of dust erupts around Venya?
Wah, wah, wah.
Hey,
No worries, it's just disadvantage.
it's just dust. You've been collecting it for a while. Just shaking it off.
Skippy, you have to make that check too. Okay, everybody is blind. Lignyck, you can still take your shot.
But she's not hidden, right?
I'm not sure if she's hidden when you're blind or not. It's a miss.
I think we still know where she is. So we're just at disadvantage to shoot her. Until she hides, then we can't hit her.
Okay.
You also can't target her with things that require sight.
Right.
And can you please make Constitution saving throws DC 19, please? Okay, you guys all take 23 necrotic damage.
So what does that damage look like?
Basically, there's 3 tendrils of black that come out of the demi-lich's mouth and suck the life force right out of you.
And is there any change to our bodies from it, or do we look pretty much the same?
You look the same. You've just obviously had some internal energy sapped out of you, and Venya appears to heal from the wounds that you caused with your crossbow.
Yep. Okay.
All right, Skippy,
Now,
what are you going to do?
Can I proceed around the map with as if I can see it?
You wouldn't be able to carefully navigate like in around corners and stuff, but you could go in a straight line in a direction. And I would say that if you're trying to navigate like around something, you'd be moving at half speed so that you can kind of feel your way around.
I'm just trying to figure out like how I can strategize, because I don't want to metagame, right? But I'm trying to get some cover. I guess I got cover right now, but I'm just gonna go one to the north, and I will. No, I'm gonna stay right where I am, and I'm gonna aim because that's the only way I'm gonna get. Then I won't have disadvantage. I just won't have anything.
Well, you'll still get a sneak attack because you have an ally within 5 feet threatening her.
That's right.
Yep. So if you would have hit, you would have got the sneak attack damage, but a 9 misses.
But I didn't. Yeah, that's basically it. Then I'm done.
All right, Lignyck.
Lignyck is using his sending stone.
Okay. What are you sending?
We're in the market. Skippy's here. Floating skull. Bring a cleric. Big cleric.
Okay. So Faewyn, at this point, you are just leaving the wizard's tower with Gaelen when you receive this message through your sending stone.
I immediately tell Gaelen and ask which one of us is headed towards the clerics and which one of us is heading towards the market.
Can you go fetch a cleric?
Will Jinxie take me? Because that
Sure.
would be faster than my little legs.
Yep, Jinxie will take you.
Awesome.
And naturally, we're both dashing.
Makes sense.
Also hustling while we're looking so good.
Anything else on your turn, Lignyck?
I'm going to use my bonus action to command Krabby, who is moving to there, for a help action for Skippy.
Okay, I think the way the help action works is it's the next person that attacks.
Oh, okay.
Anything else on your
In
turn?
that case, no.
All right, Grun.
All right, so I'm still blinded, so I am going to use. Oh, yeah, I have to see. So I'm going to use Cure Wounds on myself. I'm going to use it at 3rd level.
Okay.
Not bad, but not great. And I'm going to just call out Skippy. You got to get away from me. You got to get back for me. I can't use some of my spells with you this close.
Sure you can.
Can, yet am unwilling to at the current moment. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Out of character. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, that's all good.
There weren't by any chance any guards in here, were there?
No, all of the guards were up at the wall. There is the Adventuring
course.
Guild nearby, where there's some people sleeping, and there's the town hall up north. And you actually see one of the commoners run up to that building, the main hall, and tell the guard that evil is in the marketplace. And so that guard is entering the fray. And the commoner goes into the main hall to rouse the rest of the knights as well.
At least he knows how to roll an initiative.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe I was leading the pack with an 8.
He charges forward and fires off with the heavy crossbow in his hand, but misses. Can you guys give me a Constitution saving throw DC 15, please?
Oh my god. Nope. No, I can't. Grun! My man!
Grun, you are frightened. Everybody else is down to 0 hit points. Also, can you make the save for Krabby?
Run away, Grun. Write a poem for us.
And con is one of your strong saves, Lignyck.
Skippy, can I get a death save, please?
Nope.
Lignyck, death save, please. Grun, your turn. Oh, you can make another save against the blindness, too.
I thought it just ended at the end of the last turn.
Did it?
Yeah, that's what it says in the description. Yeah.
Okay, so you are no longer blind.
Phew.
And Skippy's less of a concern now.
Yeah. Well, not
It's all
really.
right now.
So, starting with Lignyck, simply because Lignyck isn't already dead, so oddly enough, Grun's slightly less worried about Skippy right now. So spare the dying because it's a bonus action for me. So, Lignyck, you're stable, and I'm kind of pissed off at this thing. But these are nothing aggressive for spells right now. I can use 2 cantrips if one's a bonus action, one's an action, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to use Sacred Flame. So it needs to make a dexterity save of 14.
It passes.
Damn, I even rolled well on the damage. All right. Then, yeah, that's my turn. I got to keep between this thing and the others.
Knight uses his action to dash and get in range for next round. Once again, the skull begins to shudder and the eyes begin to blink. And Grun, you see a black tendril move towards you out of its mouth, but it goes around you and behind you.
Am I able to turn my head to see where it goes?
Yep, you see as it touches Skippy, and Skippy, you get 4 health back. And as your eyes flutter open, you hear her voice clearly in your head as she says, "I'll try to give you more time. Hurry! I can't long." Ugh.
Oh my. Alright, so if I move to no, because I'm small, can I go in somebody else's space?
Not to stop there, no, just to move.
Alright, I'm gonna aim.
'Kay.
And I won't move.
You're gonna want to get up from prone though.
Oh yeah. Do I need to?
Wouldn't that count as movement?
Yeah, it would.
So you can just shoot from prone.
Yeah, I want to shoot from prone.
Okay, and that Venya is cursed, so taking double damage from that attack for 34.
Oh, nice.
Anything else on your turn?
Is there still an enemy within 5 feet?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say to Grun, just do it. Just do it now.
So Lignyck is stable at 0 health, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Then we're just gonna skip that. Grun, you're up.
All right, so I can do this. No, I can't. I can do this so that I'm not within 5 feet of Skippy. And I'm going to cast Word of Radiance. So it has to make a Constitution saving throw of 14.
Not possible.
Yep.
Wow.
Inconceivable.
All right, so it takes nothing then. And I rolled 2 6s.
There's no half damage or anything, eh? Nope. That sucks.
No, not for Sacred Flame and Word of Radiance. It's all or nothing.
Anything else on your turn?
Yes, I'm going to back up so that I'm within reach of Lignyck. Can I use my my move, the rest of my movement or bonus action to pull out a potion to get ready to give to Lignyck next turn?
Sure, yeah, it is an action to use it, because using an object is an action, but you can prepare that.
Right, yeah, right. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm going to do next turn.
The knight no longer has anybody to help flank. Okay.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, no.
Gee. Not that it would have helped if you had flanking anyway.
No, it makes me feel a little better.
Well, he manages to hold on to his greatsword as he overextends himself and misses the demi-lich quite badly.
He whiffed it.
There we go. Now we got some help.
One of the knights hangs back and fires off a heavy crossbow and manages to hit the floating skull, but it doesn't do as much damage as you would expect. Venya continues to shudder, and you can see the speed of the shuddering increasing and the flickering of the lights increasing again. Skippy.
He's not cursed anymore, right?
Nope.
Can't decide if I want to get up or not. So it's no point. I might as well just kind of lay down and on my side and kind of put my head on my hand and fire slowly at him with my crossbow in a sort of casual sort of way.
Okay.
He'll be prone and have his crossbow pointed directly at Venya and fire from that position. So
Okay.
get advantage.
And aim?
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming. Yeah.
I imagine you in the Jeff Goldblum, resting on his arm, splayed out, firing your hand crossbow.
Yeah, exactly. Let me roll with advantage.
You don't have advantage anyway. You have disadvantage for being prone.
Oh, right. But I aimed, so it would be normal.
And then advantage
okay.
from flanking.
And 17 misses, right?
Yeah. Oh no, because she's not actively dodging right now, so that's a hit.
All right.
Because of that other crossbow would have hit too.
Nice.
The 16?
Yeah.
So she falls down dead.
Nope. But she takes full 12 damage from Skippy's crossbow. Anything else on your turn, Skippy?
No, I don't think there's anything I can do. I might scratch a little bit, but that's it.
Lignyck's still unconscious, so it's Grun's turn.
But Krabby isn't.
Krabby's dead.
Oh, I missed it.
I'm going to use one of her healing potions. Oh, which I don't actually have in my inventory. 1 second.
No problem.
Sorry, double clicked. So, Lignyck, you have 8 points of healing. And can I use my... I probably need to use my action and my movement if I was going to drag Lignyck away.
Yeah.
I'll also get myself in position in case I do have to just pull him away.
Okay. And that's it?
Yeah, that's it for me.
And as the Knight Commander whacks at it along with his knights, Venya, the eyes suddenly stop glowing, and then the skull drops to the ground, shattered.
Yay!
Alright, so Lignyck, you're going to get some... Sorry, I was going to say Lignyck is going to get some cure wounds to start.
I can do some of my own too.
Skippy's gonna reach into his backpack and like he's sitting on the ground and he'll pull his backpack around and reach in and pull out a healing potion and uncork it and drink it.
So 9 for me, Lignyck.
Oh, wait a minute. I guess I don't have one. I thought I did.
That's alright. If we can take 10 minutes, I have a larger healing spell to use.
Grun, there's something wrong with me. You gotta get me out of here.
Yeah, come on, man. Come with me. And I'm gonna get Lignyck and Skippy moving towards the Duke's Manor, and I'm gonna tell Lignyck, let the other two know. Go meet at the manor. It's urgent.
Before you run off, the Knight Commander looks at you curiously and says, "What in blazes is going on here? What is this thing?"
Some kind of undead. It came and attacked. I'm sorry, can we talk later? My companions are critically injured. I need to get them back so I can heal them.
And I need to know what's going on if we're facing a new kind of threat.
I don't think so.
Skippy's gonna pull his cloak over his head.
The Dracolich, it dropped this thing. We've managed with your help to to destroy it, but the Dracolich flew off again. I don't think it's coming back anytime soon. Please, we can meet at the manor later. Let me just take my companions back so I can heal them.
Fine, but I'm going to the manor and I'll meet you there shortly.
Lord Gaelen and one of the clerics is going to be on their way here, if I imagine. Can you tell them that is where we are, please?
Yes.
All right, and I will usher the two of them off.
Skippy will take like halting, jerky steps, but will move as quickly as he can.
Oh, in that case, Grun just picks them right up and Princess carries them all the way to the manor.
He just seems to fall limp in your arms, sort of laboriously breathing in your arms as you carry him to the manor.
Okay, so Ryan, I have a question for you. Ritual spells don't require you to be standing still while you're casting them. Would Prayer of Healing, which is a 10-minute casting time, would it be of a similar means? Like I can start casting it while we're heading to the manor?
I don't see why not.
Okay, so I would like to do that. I'll be casting it at 3rd level, and so I'll start casting the Prayer of Healing while we're walking. Making sure that that Skippy and Lignyck are within the 30-foot range the whole time, just to make sure they get the effects of the spell.
Okay.
And we all heal 21 hit points.
Skippy does not.
Damn it, I was really worried about that. When I see that, what do I have?
Does it hurt him?
No, it has no effect.
In 5e, healing spells have no effect on the undead.
Well, yeah, but in 5e, dwarfs exist.
So, Faewyn, you get to the Temple of Corlin.
And I burst in, letting them know that there is a lich attacking the marketplace, and I need one or more of their strongest healers to come urgently.
The leader of the temple lets you know that she is out of healing spells for the day, having used up everything she had left on herself after falling. But she does have some divinities that she can use and is a fairly strong fighter in her own right. So she'd be happy to come. And there is one other cleric in the temple who still has a few spells left. But they just remind you that their spells have been erratic today and haven't been working the way they usually do.
Completely understandable. Let's head off right away.
Okay, they follow you. And Gaelen, at about the same time you're getting to the marketplace, you find peasants running in the opposite direction, yelling about undead in Sessora, and you find the knights standing around a skull that is laying motionless on the ground, and Knight Commander Enibos is there, barking orders at them, and kind of creating a perimeter to keep people curious eyes away.
And the remnants of Krabby.
And the remnants of Krabby.
Okay, I rush in, taking in the scene, and I guess right up to Knight Commander Enibus. Gem Knight Commander Enibus.
My lord, we've had a situation here. I don't know much. I came in at the very end, and your friends left off to the manor.
Yes, they sent us a message. They were fighting a demi-lich, I believe. Is this what is left of it?
This is all there was of it to start with.
I'm going to take this with me.
Suit yourself.
I will pick up whatever is there. What is there?
There's a skull with 2 gemstone eyes.
And I'll look over at the crabby bits.
Yep.
I would also like to, when I see that the healing spell doesn't work on Skippy, I'd like to try using Toll the Dead, and I ask Skippy, I need you to just let what happens happen. I promise I'll bring you back something if something goes wrong. In other words, I need you to fail to save.
Oh no. Okay.
And I do 18 points of necrotic to Skippy.
Skippy, you're down to 0.
Yep.
Mark down another win for Grun.
Yep, just knocking down Skippy left, right, and center. I use Spare the Dying.
Spare the Dying doesn't work on the undead.
Son of...
Skippy, can you give me a death save, please?
I'd like to use my inspiration.
Okay.
That was a good call.
Yep.
You can re-roll ones.
No, he can't.
Oh? Okay.
1 success.
And for Galen's sake, Krabby pretty much looks like Krabby still, because I'm able to revive him within an hour of him going down.
One more.
So, Grun, you note that your spells haven't been working on Skippy the way that you anticipate. Is there anything else that you'd like to try?
I mean, I have Revivify, but I did just kill him.
You haven't gotten the diamonds yet, though.
But I was gonna say, but I haven't gotten enough diamonds back to do it. 1 second.
And he'd actually have to fail his death saves before he's dead.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, I'm like, well, if he dies, I can bring him back. It's fine.
It's true. Maybe.
I mean, you know what?
You might want to check the wording on Revivify.
Yeah, you touch a creature that has died within the last minute, and they return to life with 1 hit point, old age, or missing body parts.
But was I alive or was I undead?
Yeah, well, you were dead, and then you died more. So you died, and then you died harder.
Yeah, you weren't dead. You were undead.
You know what? I mean, at this point, like, Ronan just realizes that he killed Skippy, like, kind of, sort of, again, and he's gonna panic, and he's gonna try False Life, which grants temporary hit points for the duration of an hour. It would give him 5 hit points if it works.
Can't.
Yeah.
It's the right school.
It's the right school, but you don't tend to be able to get temporary hit points unless you have hit points.
I know, I said Grun is panicking, and he's just doing whatever he thinks he could possibly do to bring his deadish undead friend back to undeath.
Tend to and can.
Here's the rules. Temporary hit points aren't actual hit points. They're a buffer against damage. So it's not actually healing him. It's just providing a buffer around his unconscious form.
That's, you know what? Grun will take it at this point. Like, he just killed Skippy in his own arms. He felt him go limp. Or stiffer. I'm not sure how this really works.
Skippy! Another death save, please.
Oh, Skippy, no.
2 successes, 1 failure.
Grun cannot kill you. This cannot be how you go.
Well, if Faewyn showed up with a magic missile, she could put an end to it all.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's right. Coup de grace. Coup de.
You're right. We haven't tried a magic missile yet. Maybe that'll work.
I mean, nothing else makes sense.
Like, I cannot emphasize Grun's panic moment. If someone suggests this to him, he'll hold Skippy's body up for the magic missile.
So, can I pick up Krabby, or is he too much to bear?
I imagine he's really heavy. You could drag him.
Gem Enibus, that is one of our party members. Watch out for him. We will be back for him. Where did everyone go?
He barks at one of the knights to watch over the metal husk and says, "I'm going with you to the Duke's Manor."
So be it.
Skippy didn't sound like Grun had any more ideas. So I think that's another death save.
I think it is. What?
Oh, there you go. You are unconscious at 0 hit points for 2 hours.
Resting safely in the arms of Grun.
As soon as he stabilizes, I'm starting to run back for Krabby.
You don't actually know if he's stable or not. It's a corpse.
It's as stable as a corpse as ever.
Yeah, that's right. Oh no.
I do use Eyes of the Grave to look at Skippy, and is he undead?
Yeah.
Grun starts cursing under his breath and runs faster.
Then I will rephrase that. When at what is essentially a random point for him, Lignyck's going to pop his head up and go, "Crap! I remember how much you guys have put into Krabby for me. I gotta get him."
Grun's just like full tilt running. He's like, yeah, okay, bye.
Gaelen, you run into Lignyck as he's running back to you.
Kin Lignyck, you're alive.
I am not sure about Skippy yet, though.
Kin Lignyck. Kin Skippy is with Gem Lucius.
No, he's with Grun. Big bunny dragon. Big bunny dragon flew in, dropped that skull that we fought, and flew away.
This was Gem Minion. He holds the skull.
Maybe?
All right. Recover Krabby. Make sure he's taken good care of, and then come to the manor.
That's where Grun is.
And Kin Skippy.
And Skippy. And with that, I turn back and engage in a stumpy leg run.
Okay.
Many strange things, Gem Enibus. Let us continue.
I see that.
It's good to see you sober.
Yeah, well, someone managed to protect the city long enough for us to get a good rest. Kind of came to my senses, and he looks a little sheepish.
Unfortunately, it lasted but a day. Hopefully longer next time.
Faewyn, you get to the market and find...
Everybody gone.
Yeah, well, Lignyck is there.
Oh, Lignyck.
And he's doing whatever he's doing with Krabby.
I burn a first level spell, and it reses him.
Okay.
That's pretty sweet.
If it has died within the last hour, I can use my Smith's tools as an action to revive it, provided I am within 5 feet of it, and I expend a spell slot of first or higher. Steel Defender returns to life after 1 minute with all its hit points restored.
Wow.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, you guys are together in the marketplace.
Does Lignyck explain what happened?
Yes, he does. No, skull took by Commander, I think.
Where's everybody now?
The Duke's house.
Okay, let's all head there. Actually, before we leave the marketplace, can I do a quick scan around to see if anything else was dropped that wasn't obvious?
Sure, give me an investigation check.
Join in that.
With advantage. You don't find anything else that was dropped in the marketplace.
Okay, just thought I should check.
Always a good idea to look.
So we'll head towards the manor.
Okay. Gaelen, you get to the manor first and find Grun cradling Skippy's still form.
Grun, what's going on?
I need you to buy me a day. 1 day. Undisturbed. If the less you know, the less you have to explain. I'm saving Skippy's life.
How did Skippy get here?
Walk and talk, and Grun will just keep moving, and knowing full well that Gaelen can easily keep up with him. He's moving, and he'll explain about the Dracolich and the Demi-Lich, not realizing who it was, just that it was a Demi-Lich. How Skippy appears to be undead now, and that I think I have some possible ways I might be able to save him, but I need time to get the spells, and I don't think we can explain what's happening to Skippy, so I need you to explain that I am trying to save his life, and that to be disturbed would risk endangering him.
Skippy is undead?
It appears that either the Demi-Lich or Lucius have done something to him. He was alive, but not. Believe me, I know undead, and Skippy is an undead. And I'll tap at my holy symbol when I say that. So you know, like, magically, I know he's undead.
And you think you can make him undead?
I don't know, but I know that I think that I can at least get him better than he is right now. It's only a chance, but if they find out that there's an undead in this city, we won't get that chance.
Do you still have that large diamond?
I thought I did, but it seems to have gone missing. I don't know where it went.
Well, sticky fingers. Perhaps if we kill undead Skippy, we can bring back undead Skippy.
I mean, it's an option, but I think that's kind of a last ditch option, because if we can't, we just killed Skippy like for the last time.
These are much longer conversations. All right. Well, did Jembenya and Skippy come and fight you all together?
No, Skippy helped us in the fight. He was terrified of that Demi-Lich, or that skull. I guess I wouldn't know it's a Demi-Lich. He was terrified of that floating skull. He was attacking it as soon as he could.
And Venya was attacking all of you.
No, it was strange. She seemed to be. It seemed that the creature seemed to be fighting with itself. At times, it was just mercilessly attacking, and at others, it seemed like there was almost two minds fighting for control, and one seemed to be stopping. I'm not sure, but I think at one point it even healed Skippy.
Okay, so we have two things we need to work towards: restoring Skippy and restoring Venya.
So did Skippy call the call Venya at all?
I don't think I did, actually.
I have what remains of the Demi-Lich, and we have what remains of Skippy. So we have a lot. Let's sort this out then.
A lot of remains.
We have more of Skippy than we had an hour ago.
That is true. Significantly more. 100% more. If there's like some kind of an attic or something I can barricade, I'm trying to take Skippy and I up to that.
What about the fortress? Isn't the fortress still there?
Yes, the fortress is still there.
Skippy and I are going to get comfy. We can't let anybody find Skippy like this. Although technically they're only going to find him dead, not undead.
If you go into the tower, nobody can go in. They don't have the phrase.
He doesn't know about the steel tower, though, right?
I don't know.
Oh,
Well, it's right there and obvious.
yeah.
You can't miss it.
We spent last night in a big tower that punched a hole through a good chunk of the Duke's Manor.
I was wondering what the drafty comment was about.
What is the name of the magic item?
It's an instant fortress.
Yeah.
And it sure was.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, we're absolutely in the fortress. Oh, I'm so happy.
Yep.
You're much happier than Gaelen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Grun's probably not too thrilled, but Daniel's loving this.
All right. So while Grun is in the tower with Skippy, what's everyone else doing?
Return to Gem Enibus and kind of wait until I'm going to assume everybody's going to make their way this way.
That is accurate.
Enibus is with you, and Faewyn and Lignyck show up.
With 2 clerics.
Right.
Is everyone okay? Do we need to heal? Does anybody need healing or fighting or divination, or are we?
Faewyn, we have Skippy back with us, though he is not doing very well.
Well, my understudy here can help heal anyone who's injured.
We got him as healed as we can. He just needs some time now.
Oh, well, we have a few spells that we can attempt to use on him to speed him along.
Cool.
Well, perhaps you can discuss that with Kin Grun, our cleric.
Certainly. Where is he?
He is in that structure that destroyed half of my house.
Yeah, pretty cool, but it was a little awkward.
The cleric both clerics go up to the door and knock.
Grun's not going to answer, assuming that if anybody like who should be in the tower can get into the tower. If anybody's knocking, he doesn't want them in the tower.
Okay. The clerics look back at you guys curiously and say, could you let us in so that we could help? He appears to be busy at the moment.
Maybe they're sleeping.
Gaelen, what's going on? You want to take him?
So I'll come over to the door and I'll shout in, Kin Grun, the clerics from the temple would like to possibly discuss options with you. So does Grun answer back?
Just a minute. And inside, I'll be looking at Skippy. I'm like, and I'll try to find like a blanket and just kind of like pull it over him and hide him a little bit more, like hide his face. And then I'll come to the door and I'll do the whole opening because I know it's the solicitor. Like just crack it. Oh, hello. What can I do for you?
She says, well, we heard that there are injured people in there, and we've come with restorative spells from Coraline. We hope to offer healing.
Oh, I really appreciate that. I have actually healed him up. He's quite exhausted from the ordeal and immediately passed out. I'm just gonna stay with him, keep him under observation, but I'd like to let him rest and just keep things nice and quiet so that he's not disturbed. If that's all right, I greatly appreciate your offer, though. It means a great deal that you would offer.
Gaelen looks at Faewyn confused.
So he needs no additional healing?
No, healing wouldn't really do anything for him. So that's quite all right. Thank you.
Very well. If there is anything that you need, I owe you my life, and we will return to the temple.
Thank you so much for coming with me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the fact that you came quickly without asking. I know I didn't have a lot of information.
Yes.
We do have perhaps a question or two. This was a demi-lich that was destroyed. Is there any way to bring those back?
Oh, liches and such managed to bring themselves back. It will only be a matter of time unless certain magical artifacts that it possesses are destroyed.
Well, this seems to be all that is physically left of it. Is there perhaps something we could do to secure this so that it either didn't come back or came back as what it was before it became this?
Oh, to bring it back in a form other than this would require tremendously powerful spells that haven't existed in the world for ages.
But they have existed in the world.
Yes.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I suppose. I'm not sure where you'd find someone who would have that level of power.
All right. Can you look into it?
Certainly. I will pray to Coraline for guidance.
Perhaps even a little intervention?
Indeed.
Thank you. Any assistance is appreciated.
Well, best of luck. If I learn anything through my prayers, I will send a messenger to you here.
Hey, random thought. If, say, you had an undead and you wanted to heal it, how would you do that?
I wouldn't.
Faewyn is giving Gaelen a very confused look.
No, of course, I know. But let's imagine you were a bad guy. How would they do that? So that we can make it sure they can't do that.
Well, perhaps some sort of regenerative magics might mend the undead form. I'm not sure, really. I haven't put any thought into that sort of thing. If I see undead, I tend to destroy them utterly.
Me too.
I will do some research and see if anybody's looked into this sort of thing in the past. You might have more success with wizards. Not that there are any necromancers here in Sessora, but it is possible that they may know of some necromantic magic that would mend the undead.
Yeah, those are usually bad guys, right?
Necromancers? Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, like I said, just a random thought. Thank you for your assistance.
You're most welcome. Rather odd, but yes, there we have it. And she steps out of the manor with the other cleric, who is also looking at you rather confusedly. And Anubos is still there, and he's looking at this skull that you've brought back to the manor rather curiously. Says, "So, it'll come back? Should we smash it to bits then or something?"
No, I don't think so. I believe that this particular being is actually very much against the lich that is coming. So this is an opportunity if we can possibly set it upon him.
I don't know about that. One of my knights was telling me that he saw this skull attacking your friends there.
Yes, it was. I'm operating under the assumption that it was not completely acting of its own free will. I believe it was under control of Gem Lucius, the Lich.
So then we should smash it to bits so it won't be under his control, right?
Well, we will smash it to bits, yes. But first we need to know whether or not we can turn it against him as a weapon.
I don't see how you do that if he can control it.
Honestly, neither do I. But I'm not a wizard. And at that, Gaelen hands the skull and stuff to Faewyn.
Oh, Faewyn doesn't take the skull.
Don't you want this, Kin Faewyn?
No. Like, at least not without, like, a sack or something around it.
Well, it's not gooey. I'll look around for a sack or something.
Yeah, he can find a sack, no problem.
I will plop it in a sack and hand it to Faewyn.
She will tentatively take it. Okay.
We do need to find out if we can turn this to our side of this conflict.
I think we need to find out from Skippy once he's rested what exactly happened first.
Well, I think Gem Lucius killed him.
What?
He's much better now.
Goodness. Yeah, we definitely need to talk.
Gem Anubis, will there be anything else?
I'm not really sure. Do you have any commands for us? The walls are well defended again after getting a good rest. And there have been no further attacks. Not organized anyway. There's been the odd zombie that's wandered close to the city, and we've managed to take it out. But without the concentrated attacks, we've had woodworkers heading out into the jungle again and resupplying us with arrows.
That all sounds wonderful. We will be leaving. Potentially immediately. That lich that's out there knows we're here. And as long as we're here, you'll have more coming here than this town can bear. With us gone, maybe you'll just have, some undead. So we need to remove ourselves from here. And we'll be doing so very soon.
All right. I'll let the soldiers know to expect trouble then. And with that, he turns from the manor and leaves.
And do the clerics head out as well?
Yeah, they're already gone.
I need to go find out what happened. This is very confusing.
Okay, we'll open the door and go in.
Follow.
All right. You find Grun in the tower with Skippy's body laying on the floor, covered in a blanket.
And Grun is just pacing back and forth, back and forth.
Does he look alive?
Well, he's pacing back and forth, so he's pretty lively.
No. Does Skippy look okay? Because Faewyn has just been told that he's much better now.
Oh no, he totally looks like a dead corpse. So just still as possible, no breath, dead.
She's looking back and forth between Grun and Gaelen.
Grun will kind of look up and look at you and be like, oh, it looks worse than it is. Well, I mean, it looks as bad as it is. It's exactly how it looks. He's dead.
Well, he's not fully dead, Ken Grun. He's undead.
That's mostly dead.
He's undead?
Well, yes, sort of, kind of undead. I mean, well, no. I mean, right now he's more to the dead side than to the unside, but he is still undead.
But he's more to the undead than the undead side.
Correct.
Faewyn is just shaking her head.
I feel like Faewyn's the only one who actually followed that conversation, too.
So what are you planning?
Well, I mean, it's going to take a day or so, but if I can get a few other spells prepared, I can see if this is some form of curse that can be removed. And if nothing else, I think I have a way of healing him of his wounds. He'd still be an undead, but at least he'd be able to get up and around again instead of this.
Well, that's fine, but we need to make him undead, or we have to destroy him, right?
I think he'd like to be all the way alive, yeah.
And that's obviously my first goal. And then, second goal is to bring him back so we can figure out what was going on and seeing if we could have a chance of undeadifying him. And then if not, well, then absolutely, we got to put him 10 feet under.
Oh, so you're saying we need to make him aware enough that we can interrogate him before we destroy him.
Yeah, if we need to. I mean, he's still Skippy's consciousness, so he may be somewhat like Eleonora, where he has more of his self than a standard undead.
But I believe that it was Gemvenia that created Noble Gem Eleanor.
Indeed, and it seems to be Venya who may have created Skippy, and therefore he may still be himself. But we need him, conscious at least to determine that.
All right, then I suppose that's your priority, is to bring him back to consciousness. But I don't think we can stay here to do that.
Do we know of anything in terms of what happened to him while he was gone? Did you have any conversation about that?
No, only thing he said was that Venya had done something to him, and that was all we really had time to converse about.
But did you say she was attacking him?
Well, she wasn't. She was and she wasn't. Like I said, it seemed like she was either fighting with another person in her mind, or there's multiple. They're either multiple people or some kind of control. Every so often, it seemed like there was an internal struggle. And then, then they would attack, and then they would stop. And I think that a portion was trying to help us. And like I said to Gaelen, I think at one point she even healed Skippy when he was severely wounded. So there may be something more to this that we just don't know.
And there were times it looked more scared than Skippy did, even.
Skippy looked terrified.
Yes, and there were times that skull looked more scared than he did.
That's true.
It was like a child shaking in fear.
I think we need Skippy up and about, but if we can get him into the cart and get him out of town, we can do this on the road.
Yes, I think that's the best thing. We need to get ourselves out of here. We're doing little more than endangering Sessora at this point.
I think we need to. I think someone needs to go and obtain the supplies that we weren't able to get. And then we need to go and look for the Dwarven City or Thorbold.
Yeah, Thorbold's Deep.
Gaelen, this is your city. Would you be the best person for that? I think there's going to be questions.
The best for what?
To go out and get things, because I think the rest of us are going to have trouble answering those questions.
Well, that's true, but I often forget things.
I mean, if other people are willing to stay here, I can't do anything for Skippy right now, and it's driving me a little bit mad to stay here. I could use the stretch if the rest of you don't mind keeping an eye on him.
I can stay with Skippy, but is he going to attack me?
It's doubtful, however, and Grun will go and grab a bunch of rope and just mummify Skippy with rope.
Don't hurt him.
Oh no, not like enough to hurt him, but I mean he's not going to be able to scratch his own butt if he wanted to. So I mean, if something did happen,
Gaelen will help.
So mistrusting.
Poor Skippy.
So while you guys are having this discussion, and you decide on your course of action, you're going to you've decided you're going to bind up Skippy's body. You turn and you see Jinxie has got Jinxie's head is under the blanket, and you can hear kind of a sound coming from underneath.
bad Jinxie, no, Jinxie, no.
You made me scream. I hurt my own head.
I throw the blanket back and get ready to swat at Jinxie if she's doing exactly what I think she's doing.
Yeah, you find Jinxie kind of gnawing on Skippy's neck a bit, And she runs off when you raise your voice at her.
Somebody's got to keep that cat outside while Skippy's here. Lignyck, do you think you could have Krabby keep any potential, snackers away from Skippy?
Maybe.
We can just take the cat outside.
Okay, but don't lose Jinxie.
So, Grun, can Lignyck and I help you in doing this gathering of supplies?
Oh yes, we'll definitely. We could definitely use some extra hands to collect some of this stuff.
I will take Jinxie and put her with Leo
That might be for the best.
before she eats all of Skippy.
Okay, so you bring Jinxie to the stables where Leo is, and go about your shopping trip.
So are we able to find all of those items?
I'm just going back and looking through the list again. Doesn't look like there's anything out of sorts there. I would say you'd be able to find 5 regular healing potions, not 15. But other than that, you can get everything.
And only regular healing potions?
Yes.
And does anybody have a scroll of Destroy Lich?
Nope.
Just laying around.
So if there's anything anybody can think of that they would want shopped for, now would be the time.
Any scrolls of useful spells that I could learn while you guys are out?
We'll see what's available.
Faewyn, I posted a list of spell scrolls that are available in Sessora.
Thank you.
How are we doing for money, Grun?
Well, we were doing pretty well. My question was going to be for Ryan. Obviously, what this totals up to, but I don't foresee us having any problems affording it.
It's 380 gold pieces for the 3 scrolls that Faewyn requested.
Okay, thank you. I'll do the math for the rest, and I'll post what that total is when I'm done.
Okay, so all of you have gone out shopping?
Faewyn and Krabby are staying behind, I think.
Oh, Faewyn's passive perception is too bad to notice.
Sorry.
Skippy, you wake up to find yourself under a blanket.
How far up did they go with the ropes? Is it around my face and
Shoulders to ankles.
shoulders to ankles? I'll wake up and can I still breathe? I try to take a breath right away.
It's difficult, and you're not getting a lot of air in, but it doesn't really matter to you.
Once I get a few breaths into me, I say, "Hello,
Skippy!
where am I?"
I'd take the blanket off of his face. I didn't. Sorry, that was uncomfortable. My apologies.
Oh, why am I all tied up? Did I hurt somebody?
Well, you're kind of dead, but kind of not. We're a little confused. We wanted to make sure you wouldn't.
Then she did something to her. The lich made her do it. I don't know what it was, but I feel weird. It's hard to move.
Oh, well, as I said, you're a little bit dead. We're working on it. Grun's got some ideas. Don't panic.
Why am I tied up?
Because you're a little bit dead and we weren't sure exactly how that was going to go down when you woke up.
I don't feel like I would hurt you.
I'm glad to hear that.
Where's Jinxie?
Oh, Jinxie's outside.
Can I see him?
I think it might be better to wait until you're a little bit less dead. He was getting a little overly affectionate. He was fonder of you than we'd like.
Oh, well, that's because he's my buddy, but...
He was chewing on you a little bit. It was awkward. It was very awkward.
What? He was chewing on me?
Yeah, so he's got to stay outside until he quits that. I'm so sorry.
I assume that his eyes are dry, but he feels like crying and is kind of sobbing to himself as he kind of tries to gasp for air.
Faewyn comes over and pats his shoulder. We'll figure this out.
Where's Gaelen?
They're getting the supplies so that we can go so that nobody here gets upset because you're not really as lively as you used to be.
That's smart. We need to get out of here.
Yeah, that's why they're getting all the supplies, so that we can do that.
We have to get out of the city, away from the lich.
Well, they killed the lich for now.
No, Lucius. He knows where we are now.
Yeah, that's why we're getting supplies to leave.
He'll come for us.
We're leaving right away. That is entirely and utterly the plan.
Can you untie me?
Would you feel okay just staying there until everybody's back? I'd feel a lot better about it.
But Faewyn, I would never hurt you.
Well, you've never been dead before either, so there's a whole bunch of possible new things happening today. So I know it's not as comfy as it could be, but it's really not that bad, and they'll be back soon.
I envision his eyes are getting dry now, so he's like, when he blinks, sometimes his eyes don't fully close. Sometimes they do.
Do you want some, like, water or something?
I don't know. I feel wrong.
I think that's probably the dead part. That can't feel good.
Like I'm wearing a big heavy suit.
I'm so sorry, Skippy. I'm really hopeful that Grun's ideas work. We will get this figured out.
Hey Ryan, what did I get any hit points back by becoming conscious, or am I still at 0?
You're at 1 hit point.
Faewyn will sit by Skippy and keep patting his shoulder, and
He makes one more plea for you, and he does it in such an endearing way. I know I can't force you to do anything with a roll, and I would never want to. I just roll it so you get an idea how convincing he is. So not very convincing. You might actually want to gag me.
I'm so sorry. I just don't. I was uncomfortable with that other dead one, because I saw them all destroy my town. Until the others are back, I'll hang out with you and we can talk about whatever you want. And if there's something I can do to make you more comfortable, I'm happy to do it. But I think it would be best if you stayed like this until there's all of us here.
Do you have any books about this?
I think that's something that I don't have any right now, but I'll see. Actually, I'll send Skippy and I'll send Lignyck a message right now and ask him to stop by the Wizard's Tower and see if they have any and pick them up.
Okay.
So I send Lignyck a message, and I'll type it out in chat.
Okay. A barrel of cheap wine will be 15 gold pieces.
Cheap wine.
That's all he cares about is the cheap stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Get the cheap stuff. Galen's only fussy about the stuff he brews. Is there room for more wine barrels?
We might be pushing the capacity of the cart a little.
A little. There's not going to be any room for people back there.
Well, I was just going to say, could we get another barrel in if we have one less halfling?
That's not very nice.
We did also just dump a whole lot of weight in coin, so that's going to help.
Yeah, but you've got a lot of really bulky stuff that you've put in the wagon now. So, like, it's more a space issue than a weight issue.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, like the weight of the cart was more my issue than capacity. If we got to walk, we'll walk.
We could strap a lot of stuff to the side of the wagons, too.
You got a couple horses now, too.
Exactly. The cart is our stuff. It's not so much our transportation.
I am going to head to the Wizard's Tower.
Okay.
Where did Ken Lignyck go?
And what are you looking for at the Wizard's Tower?
You've already answered the question.
Oh, that they don't have anything on necromancy?
And I suspect my asking for such would get some raised eyebrows.
Probably, but you could always look through the books that they do have, because they do have spell books that they allowed Faewyn to look at to copy spells. So taking a quick look through those, you can tell pretty fast that there's nothing in dark magic in there.
Sounds delightful.
Is there some kind of art dealer in Sessora?
Sure.
Beautiful. We have some art pieces to sell off.
Okay. Yeah, you can sell those for their value. They are curious about the orcish runes on the handkerchiefs and ask if you know what they say.
Strong stew, disglow earth, chief sun, hard cost. Oh, herd cast.
Okay. They say that sounds really weird, but that's orcs for you.
I'll glare at them, but also go, no, yeah.
All right. Anything else that you guys want to do in Sessora before you head off into the wilderness?
Nothing else is coming to mind, but of course we'll think of a half dozen things we should have bought.
As soon as we leave town.
Yeah, or at least 2 days down the road. The good news is we can leave relatively quickly because we don't have any bards in the group that need to sleep with stuff before we go.
Good point.
So you guys all back yet?
Yeah, if you guys are finished shopping, you can all be back at the manor now.
Skippy's awake.
Gaelen.
Gaelen will walk across the room looking at Skippy with a smile, and he'll squat down in front of Skippy, looking very earnest, put his hands on Skippy's shoulders. Kin Skippy, I'm so glad to see you alive. We thought for sure that we had lost you this morning. And at that, Gaelen will grab the blanket and put it over Skippy's head and wrap it up.
Stop! Explain to him.
Explain to him.
Why are you covering his head?
Kin Skippy, you're some sort of monstrosity. I'm also a bit concerned that You may be under some influence by Gem Lucius, and so we can take very few risks. My apologies, as I stand up and throw him over my shoulder.
We're trying to get you out of town.
Is there still like a thing over my head?
He just put it back on you. Yep.
I think he's trying to say something, Kinfig.
Yeah, he might be. You should stop and have this discussion with him now before we're trying to do it while leaving town. This would be awkward, leaving. Once we're out of town, yeah, no problem.
Okay, Gaelen will put him down and take the bag off his head. Yes, Skippy?
I'm not dead. Why are you treating me like I'm dead? I know I'm undead, but I'm still not dead, and I don't feel like I want to hurt anybody.
Well, I'm not sure that any undead things want to hurt anything.
But other than, like, all the dead flesh on me, I mean, I feel pretty normal.
You are not normal.
I mean, not before or now, just to clarify.
You were at least under the influence of Gem Venya, and you may be under the influence of Gem Lucius. I'm not even sure why you're, well, I was going to say alive, but you're not. I'm not sure why you're not alive.
But moving.
You do note at this point that his skin is starting to show signs of blistering.
Blistering?
Yeah, he's kind of covered in a sheen of, like, he's wet a little bit.
Skippy, you're gooey.
Can I do an investigation to try and figure out from what?
You can give me a medicine check.
Okay. I apologize in advance.
Grun, you want to pitch in here?
Medicine is not Faewyn's forte.
Yeah, you have no idea what's going on here.
He's what?
Grun, you're very familiar with dead bodies, and his, you recognize that because he generally doesn't breathe unless he's trying to talk, his body is lacking oxygen. Like, he's not feeding the cells in his body, and they're starting to rupture, and his skin is starting to fall apart and will soon loosen, and it's going to get messy.
Okay, so he's dissolving. We really need for this next spell to work.
Are you saying it's best if he has all of his flesh?
I'm saying that.
I'm saying we should try to keep everything together that we can. A ye old saran wrap, if you've ever heard of it.
Saran? What wizard is this?
A mighty wizard, a wizard of static electricity.
Ooh, sounds powerful.
Very powerful. Very powerful.
What about sheep stomach skins? Or sheep stomachs?
Same thing.
Well, I don't know what we're getting at here. If there's something that maybe you need to pick up at the butcher's or something on the way out. Skippy, I am going to cover your head again, but once you are in the wagon, I will remove it again.
Will you remove the rope?
Maybe the rope's helping keep your skin on.
I don't think so. I think it's rubbing it off.
I mean, I kind of think Skippy's right on this one, guys. I think it's not really helping him on the whole skin coming off thing.
Do you think that we can trust him and untie him?
Can you tell if I'm evil, Grun?
We untied the last undead evil thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, thankfully, I can tell if you're good or evil, and I would like to use detect good or evil.
He is his normal alignment.
He is as good as Skippy has ever been.
Better keep him tied up then.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Grun, if you're telling me to untie yet another undead, then we will.
I mean, can't very well have said to untie a strange one and not untie the one that we know. And I'm gonna say trust. And when I say that and look at Skippy, I'm like, I mean, there's the matter of this gem that went missing.
I don't know. Can Skippy blush?
No.
Well, his eyes kind of dart around, scared.
And Grun will start untying him.
And that was the last mistake Grun ever made.
Initiative.
Just
Yep.
kidding.
Skippy, if you do have that diamond, return to King Grun, please, as he's the one that's able to use it. And if we untie you and you betray us, we will feed you to King Jinxie.
When they untie him, he'll kind of slowly and jerkily kind of get up to his feet. I was thinking like, Men in Black, the first one with the dead guy, how he moves, kind of like that.
Oh, fun.
that's gross.
That's so comforting.
Like you're wearing an Edgar suit.
Exactly, like I'm wearing an Edgar suit. And he'll kind of like slough his backpack off if he's still wearing it, and slowly pull the flap back and reach inside and say, I can't help it. And it's just the things just end up in my pocket sometimes.
If Skippy pulls the diamond out, Grun will kind of put it back into the backpack somewhere that he knows, he sees where it goes, so that if he ever needs to get it, he knows where in the backpack it is. But he'll put it back, and I'll just tell Skippy, you earned that on your own. If you wanted it back, all you had to do was say, it's yours by right.
It is true. King Skippy, is your tattoo still serving you at all?
I don't know. What does it look like?
Can you try and disguise yourself as something less gross?
I'll try to disguise myself as the little girl.
Skippy looks like a little girl.
Well, that is excellent. It'll be less challenging to hide you while we leave town.
And then we should probably go.
Yes, we should. King Lignyck, if you'll secure the tower.
Okay.
Skippy will do the zombie walk out of the tower.
Maybe don't walk like that.
You try walking when your legs are stiff. And he'll basically probably walk right up to, or keep walking to the wagon and start trying to help pack things up. Oh no! When he comes outside, probably Jinxie's right there, right?
Oh goodness. Faewyn's gonna be worried.
Well, Jinxie is in the stables.
Oh, okay, that's right.
That is where we're going, because we're going there to load it.
Yeah, when Jinxie sees Skippy, his ears immediately lie down flat, and he starts to growl.
What about Leo?
Yep, same with Leo.
Okay, so maybe we keep you away from the kitties for now.
Jinxie, it's me, Skippy.
Jinxie turns his head a bit to the side, stops growling, and looks at you curiously.
Jinxie, it's okay. And he takes a few steps towards Jinxie.
1 second.
Grun's gonna walk with. He'll hang back and kind of see what happens. But I mean, he's ready to pull Jinxie off when he starts nibbling.
Yeah. Faewyn's not okay with Jinxie nibbling right now either.
I assume that I would have a negative of some sort on that roll, but I rolled you an animal handling anyway.
Yeah, roll at disadvantage.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, there we go. A 7.
7 is a fail.
Well, does she look like I can't remember if it's a he or a she. Does it look like it's about to pop?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Is it initiative?
I just started the initiative tracker.
Oh my gosh, I'm top of the pile.
Just waiting for Lignyck's roll.
Do I have a Krabby?
Oh, yeah. Okay, Seraphina sees Jinxie getting ready to lunge at Skippy.
And all she does is tell me she's not jumping in front of that thing's mouth.
Okay.
Jinxie,
Grun?
no. And I go to swat Jinxie on the snout. Not not painfully, but just no, bad Jinxie.
You know the heal commands too, right?
Oh right, I would. Yeah. So whatever the heal command is. Down, Jinxie, down.
Give me an animal handling check. Yeah, Jinxie is not having any of it. He's just growling and hissing.
Grun takes his best stab at Elvin and says, "Eat Skippy."
All right, then if that's the case, I am going to use. I'm just going to use Ray of Enfeeblement, 12 to hit.
So the 12 hits.
12 hits. Okay, so for concentration for up to a minute, or until Jinxie makes a save at the end, it can make the save at the end of its turn. It's going to do half damage on weapon attacks that use strength.
Okay.
just in case he does get a hit off on someone.
Skippy, does a 13 hit?
It does not.
Okay, so Jinxie dodges around Grun and takes a bite at you, but only gets a mouthful of leather armor. Okay, Skippy.
Where's the wagon? Right there.
It's it's off to the side, and Leo and the wagon are in their own kind of area, walled off from where you are.
Okay, is Leo hitched to the wagon or free?
Probably not at this point.
Okay. Is there a stall nearby that I could get into and lock myself in?
Yep.
Okay. I am going to, for my bonus action, disengage, and then I can move my movement, right?
Yep.
I don't know. I'm going to head this way to a
Sure.
stall,
Yep. You throw yourself into a stall.
and I want to shut the door.
Okay. You are locked in a stall.
Yeah, I shut the door and say, "There, Jinxie, calm down, Jinxie," and I'll pass my turn.
What would you like to do, Faewyn?
Faewyn's not really sure what to do. So she'll say, Jinxie, no, we don't eat our friends.
Okay. Animal handling check.
This is not going to go well.
Jinxie kind of looks at you, but lays down.
Good, Jinxie! She's got to give positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are out of combat. Jinxie is listening to reason.
She'll pet Jinxie and tell Jinxie what a brilliant, smart cat she is.
She's not relaxing to the point of purring, but she's not hissing and spitting anymore either. But she does look at Skippy periodically, distrustfully.
Skippy's looking sad and dejected in the stall. He's looking kind of down at his feet.
Faewyn will whisper to Jinxie, it's okay, he's a little bit dead right now, but we're going to fix that.
Good girl, Ken Jinxie. We do eat the stinky undead, but not that one.
All right. So what are you guys going to do now?
Gaelen will go over to where Skippy is. Say, Ken Skippy, may I escort you into the wagon?
Okay, is Jinxie tied up?
She's fine.
I think you should tie her up.
I think we should tie you up.
Well, what if she attacks me again?
Grun will go over and like grab Jinxie's collar and start petting her, kind of like you do a dog that you know is possibly going to start trying to lunge at things.
Okay.
All right, I'll open the door and follow Gaelen.
Okay. So Grun manages to keep himself between you and Jinxie and keep him distracted, and you get to the wagon.
Gaelen will stay between Skippy and Leonardo and make sure that he heads off any weirdness.
Yeah. Leo isn't hitched to the wagon right now, so he's in his own stabling, and he does growl menacingly at Skippy as you walk by, but can't get at him.
I give him the no command or off command.
Okay. He kind of looks away and still grumbling, though.
Well, Ken Skippy, they like you as much as they ever did.
They never used to heed me much.
We'll fix all this.
I don't know what happened, Gaelen. I just went up to the roof for a breath of fresh air, and along came the dragon.
Yes, Ken Skippy, you scared us greatly. Glad you're back. We will sort this out. I would suggest you stay in the wagon.
Okay, I climb in slowly and shut the door.
And you guys are leaving Sessora now?
Yep. Load up the wagon, hitch up the horses.
Or the horses bringing the wagon now?
Is that right? Ken Lignyck?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I believe that was the plan, yes.
Okay, just wanted to double check. Right, so you hitch up the horses, and the tiger and panther get to walk free, and you head out Sessora's gates and make your way off the road and into the jungle as you begin to make the trek west.